maybe not. Oh, maybe not. Hello, YouTube. Oh, okay. My computer was acting slow and I was thinking YouTube was going to be bad, but it's being good. Who knows? Who knows why? Hello, be nice, Pedro. I wasn't late until my computer started going slow. Late. I'm on time for me. So anyway, yeah, somebody wants to help Nordic figure out where the settings are in Discord for sound because his sound is being bad. It does that sometimes. I don't know where it is, but somebody may know for Discord where the sound settings are. Ashley actually knows if she's around today. Let me get TikTok going. Hang on, guys. Hang on here. Glasses again. One moment. And my hair is behaving today. I'm liking the haircut today. It's like every day is a new hair trauma. Okay, hold on. All right, there we go. I'm putting Epstein in the title again, so that should get nice and busy on TikTok. TikTok. Have you closed the app entirely, Dave? Oh, Ashley is there. Okay. YouTube, is your guys' video and sound being okay today? Today, Discord actually has their video and sound being evil, which is interesting since that's usually the YouTube problem and not the Discord problem. All right. TikTok is launching. There we go. There we go. Hello, New Zealand. So interesting. So today, YouTube is being good. Interesting. All right. Welcome, everybody. Hello, TikTok is joining us now. Hello, TikTok, YouTube, Discord. Sounds good for Doug. Okay, that's good at least. So for some people, so this time it's just being evil to Dave and Nordic for some reason. Crazy. Welcome. How's everybody doing today? Hello. I'm wearing one of my Goodwill finds. Very happy. I don't think so, Kathy, because we're in the middle of doing our show. But I'm okay today. Ash had issues with Discord sound too. I mean, who knows? I mean, my settings, not really though. I've got the settings where they were yesterday. Crackling. Now it's crackling on YouTube. Don't even. Yes, Dario. Don't even. I can't figure this out. I mean, Anyway, my back too. I must have, I think because I moved my plant today. Oh no. Actually, a couple different things. I moved a heavy box from downstairs. No, that wasn't today, though. That was yesterday. Shoot, my back, all of a sudden, my back is going like, the muscles are going, which only happens when I move stuff, which I hate. I have to go stretch. I have to go stretch my back later. It's being a little evil. Anyway, I know the South Park episode. So South Park did a thing going after Trump. I totally forgot to check it out. But now that you mention it, we have wait, where is this? Here it is. Dave brought up, oh, geez, it scared me. My thing went on it better not be going on already. It's a little early, isn't it? Let's see. I don't know. Very weird. Better not be going on. Sorry, my rice maker sounds like it just went off and it's like, you're not supposed to be going on yet. I set it to go on to be ready at 7 o'clock, which means it should have started in 20 minutes. Not right now, but who the hell knows? Anyway, so South Park. Yes, let me open this up. So I'm going to start with this. So welcome, guys. I'm John Aravosis in Washington, D.C. I cover the latest news from Washington and the world. We got a lot of news. Actually, there's a lot of news today. There's a ton of news today. My lighting. There we go. How's that? Is that better for lighting? There we go. Okay, that should be pretty good. Starlink was down today. Yep. So interesting here. Oops. We're gonna just mute you because you're being weird. I don't think so. We're not going to turn on those filters. Those filters do all sorts of bad things. Go away. Go away, TikTok. There we go. White House bashes South Park after Trump parody. This show hasn't been relevant for over 20 years and can't derail Donald Trump's hot streak. This is from Variety. Listen to this. Donald Trump's White House has responded to Wednesday night's explosive South Park season 27 premiere, which portrayed the president begging for intimate relations from Satan and featured a deep fake assisted PSA where Trump goes fully without clothing. Quote, the left's hypocrisy truly has no end. For years, they've come after South Park for what they labeled as offense content. Offense content? There's no such thing as offense content. They mean offensive content, but the White House doesn't speak English. Offense content, but suddenly they are praising the show. South Park? I don't think so. White House spokesman Taylor Rogers said in a statement to Variety, just like the creators of South Park, the left has no authentic or original content, which is why their popularity continues to hit record lows. Well, here's the thing. South Park is a show in its 27th season, so I'm not sure claiming it has no popularity. Look how unpopular it is. It's in its 27th season. Whereas the show hasn't been relevant for over 20 years and it's hanging on by a thread. Whereas the South Park premiere was entirely centered around Trump suing those who speak out against him. In the episode, the town of South Park riles up a protest against the president. At the height of the conflict, Jesus descends from the sky to seemingly support the cause. Unfortunately, he's actually there to warn them. He says that South Park could get canceled if they don't stop the protest, citing the recent 60-minute settlement as proof of what happens when you mess with Trump. In one scene, Trump takes his clothes off in the White House bedroom and gets into bed with Satan, insinuating he wants some fun with Satan. Satan turns him down, but Trump persists. Come on, Satan, I've been working hard all day. When Trump pulls down his blanket, a comically small thing I can't talk about is revealed. And Satan says, I can't see anything. Following the premiere, South Park launched a website. Oh my God, they really went nuts. I'm going to have to see this now. Damn, I've got to do a video on that too. God bless South Park. God bless South Park. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, so Trump is very upset with South Park today. I do love that. A show in its 27th season. You're so unpopular. Nobody likes you. That's why you've been around for 27 seasons. Because nobody likes you. Just like The Simpsons. Oh yeah, my nephew called me. He was like, oh my God, you've got to see what South Park did about Trump. So I've always liked South Park. South Park is very irreverent. I've never really been offended by it, actually. I really haven't. They've gone after gays. They've gone after everybody. I don't know how to describe it, but like it's one of those where it's done in a way that is, I don't know how to describe it. Sometimes humor that's, it reminds me of Lisa Lampanelli, who I didn't know who she was until a few years ago. And they were talking about all the comedians that were doing the anti-gay stuff that were getting in trouble. And somebody told me to check her out. And I checked her out, and her stuff was hilarious. You got to check her out, Lisa Lampanelli. She is irreverent. She makes fun of gays, of Black people, of Jews, of Latinos, you name it, and especially of herself. But for some reason, she gets away with it. And even watching her show, I was laughing at everything. I mean, but it's horrific. I mean, like on paper, if you read the stuff she said, it's horrific. But for some reason, the way she does it, actually irony, Otabot says irony, she's being ironic. She's kidding. Like she's really not saying negative things about minorities and gays and whatever. It's hard to explain. I mean, like I said, it's things that I should be offended of. I wasn't. There's something about it where I don't know what it is. Anyway, but the South Park reminds me of the same thing. South Park is so offensive, but at the same time, it's not. There's something about it that, like, sometimes I go, oh my God, they didn't just do that. But I never watch it and go, I'm offended. Now, some comedians I do get offended by, though. I will say absolutely positively. Like that guy, what's his face, who talked about killing his son or something crazy if the son was gay. And he got a lot of blowback. And I was one of the ones pushing back and saying that's completely wrong and offensive. And you shouldn't talk like that. I don't know about her show, but her name is Lisa Lampanelli. You can just Google her name, Lampanelli, like Lampanelli, something like that. But yeah, thank you, Tracy. South Park doesn't, but again, I remember asking a comedian friend of mine, and he couldn't really give me a good answer, to be honest. I don't think he did. But I was asking him and was like, what is it that makes some comedians offensive and some comedians telling jokes that sound just as bad? You get the joke. You get that they're not meaning it. You get that it's like I said, like she was sort of she takes every stereotype about every single person in the audience and runs with it. And something about it, I mean, it was, and especially the funny part was the guys she was saying it about. You have to watch it. The people she was saying it to were laughing hysterically. You know what I mean? And you'd think they'd be the ones who would, almost like Don Rickles, exactly, like old comedians like Don Rickles. Anyway, check it out. I was very surprised when I saw her stuff because I'd never heard of her, and I couldn't believe how much I liked her humor, even though I normally would not like that kind of humor. I do. I get offended. I don't like people who think, like jokes about minorities or something, right? That's not funny, but her whole shtick is, anyway, whatever. It was very funny. So anyway, welcome guys. I'm John Aravosis. There is a ton of news today. There really is. Like, I couldn't believe the amount of news I was going through oh my God. We're going to get through it, but let's see. This is probably going to go for a while. I mean, there really is. There's some Ukraine news. We'll hit that at the end, but there's a lot of Washington news that matters. Saturday morning, I've got my coffee talk. The coffee talk is the hangout I do for the paid monthly subscribers. That's Saturday at 11 a.m. here on TikTok, Discord, and YouTube. So if you're a monthly subscriber, join us. It's a special show I do just for you guys. On TikTok, that would be anybody with SNN next to their name, like Laddie, for example. On YouTube, it's anybody whose name is not white, so to speak, meaning the color white. And on YouTube and Discord, both. If your name is white or gray, you're not included. Any of the other colors, you're a paying subscriber. So you'll be with Blue and Manda Saturday. What does that mean, Ash? With no further ado, the final thing is tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm not doing the show because I was invited to a cocktail with Randy Weingarten, who is the head of the American Federation of Teachers. And I like Randy. She's very good. I've met her before. And she's kind of doing a social media get-together thing. And it's from 5 to 7, which is right in the middle of the show. So I'm not doing a show tomorrow, but I will be doing my Saturday show. So there you go. Blame the teachers. blame the teachers union. It's their fault we're not doing a show tomorrow. No, I really like her. I've met with her before. She's very cool, very smart, very interesting, and is doing some kind of social media get together. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. It's possible I do an early show, but let's see. Thank you, Carmelina. Oh, Carmelina subscribed. Thank you, Carmelina. Appreciate that. Mikey. Now, I don't know if is somebody buying subscriptions? What's the deal here? Somebody buying subscriptions or not? Zeb, you are this close away from getting blocked. So if you don't mean to be rude, don't be, because you're going to get blocked like the next thing you say. Okay, let's get rolling here. So some of the big news today, the U.S. and this actually just broke like right before the show started. The U.S. and Israeli governments have withdrawn their negotiating teams from ceasefire talks with Hamas, temporarily halting hopes for a deal to release the remaining hostages taken during Hamas's 2023 attack on Israel. Trump's Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, cited Hamas's lack of seriousness in recent responses and hinted at alternative options for resolving the crisis. The decision follows stalled talks over Israeli military redeployment and the terms of prisoner exchanges, with Hamas accepting broad outlines of the deal but pushing for better terms. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has insisted Hamas must surrender entirely and play no role in post-war Gaza governance. Despite public claims that negotiations are paused, multiple officials suggest talks may continue behind the scenes. The joint U.S.-Israeli move appears partly tactical, both to pressure Hamas and to show unity, blah, blah, blah. So hard to say if everything's really fallen apart or whether this is some kind of negotiating ploy. So anyway, we'll see. What else we got here? New York Times. President Macron of France announced late today that France would recognize Palestine as a state in pursuit of what he calls the historic French commitment to a just and durable peace in the Middle East. In a surprise statement on Twitter that followed months of hints and hesitation over possible French recognition of a Palestinian state, he said he would make a formal announcement at the UN General Assembly in September in New York. Most nations recognize Palestine as a nation, but the U.S. and most of its close allies do not. France would become the first of the group of 7 major industrialized nations to do so. The move is likely to irk the Trump administration. Thank you, Marty. Thank you again, Marty. Who's that from? Dave, maybe? No, Dave and Jess. Oh, very nice gift, Jess. Thank you very much. Elena, thank you for subscribing. And if somebody's buying subscriptions tonight, thank you. I think maybe these are gift subscriptions. I'm not sure. Either way, thank you guys. Do keep the gifts coming. I've always got to make that pitch. I do this for a living. Your gifts pay the bills. So please keep the gifts coming. I appreciate it. Thank you, Gothic, everybody else. All right, let's keep rolling here. So Epstein update. There are several Epstein updates. We will get to other stuff in a second. Listen to this. Oh, thank Tiny Diney. And what was that bear thing? Oh, bear blind. That's the bear blind box. Thank you, Ash. Oh, you bought it yourself. Thank you, Elena or Elena. Thank you for that. Well, I never quite know because on TikTok, it doesn't show me when they're gift subscriptions. So like, I thank the people. And then sometimes people are like, oh no, that was a gift. So thank you for that. All right. Let's see here. The other Ashley would like to join for the Saturday show. If anybody wants to give a gift membership to Ashley, maybe the other Ashley, feel free to a month membership, up to you guys. So let me go here. On when this is interesting. Lots of Epstein stuff. Okay. Once again, I always feel like I've got to give the overview of the Epstein stuff for folks because otherwise I think it's confusing. So Jeffrey Epstein, guy indicted for doing many bad things to underage girls. Let's leave it at that. I don't like to get into details. TikTok doesn't like the details. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Somebody did get it for Ashley. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. So Epstein, they've got him in prison. They've got the trial getting ready. And he dies in prison. In the meantime, his accomplice in all of this, his former girlfriend, best friend, Ghislaine Maxwell, however the hell you pronounce her name, she gets convicted, sent to prison for 20 years for the same crimes, basically doing really bad things. You know, I can't use these words on TikTok, so I'm trying not to downplay it, but you get what I mean. Thank you, 60. Thank you, Tracy. Carnal relations with girls underage, very bad stuff. And also they seem to have been coerced as well. Like it's very bad. Not just underage, but I mean, very bad. So I think most of you know the story, so we won't go there. She gets 20 years in prison. Well, people on the right turn this into a conspiracy theory about, and again, they're not totally wrong, but there may be some Democrat. Bill Clinton's name may be involved or something. Okay, it may. Donald Trump's name is also involved. Prince Andrew of the UK is also involved. There are a lot of names, Democrats, Republicans, foreigners, etc., that are potentially involved in this story. And this sort of far-right conspiracy theory group wanted all the documents released. Possibly Bill Gates. There's another name that came up. That is true. Thank you, Olive, for subscribing. Possibly Bill Gates. Lots of names came up. Now, the names came up, not clear whether the names came up because people are saying these guys committed crimes, but they're saying they were friends of Epstein. They hung out with him. Does that mean maybe they did bad things as well, right? So that's the issue. He was a very bad man, a very bad man. Oh, thank you, Blue. Blue's been giving subscriptions too. Thank you, Blue. So Trump, during the campaign, keeps talking about how he's going to release the Epstein files. And in particular, he's going to release the Epstein client list, which may in fact show people who did other bad things with Epstein. Trump gets into office. And about a month and a half ago, maybe now, his attorney general, head of the Justice Department says, I have the Epstein files on my desk. And they say, oh, does this include the client list? She goes, yes, it's on my desk. I'm reviewing it and I will release it shortly. Thank you, Dave. And the Trump people make a big fanfare about the Epstein files. They're going to release them all. People are waiting. And again, Trump's MAGA base really wants to see these documents because they think it's going to hurt Democrats, but they also care about the conspiracy overall. What happens next? About 2 weeks ago or so, Trump's Justice Department and FBI, thank you, Angeline, release a report saying, or a statement saying, we've reviewed the Epstein files and there's nothing there. There's nothing to release. There's no client list. There's nothing there. Right? And Trump supporters went livid, saying this is now a conspiracy, like literally a conspiracy. You're hiding these things. You're trying to hide these documents. You promised for years you're going to release them, right? You said it was on your desk. How did Trump's attorney general say the files were on her desk if now they're saying there are no files or there's certainly no client list? She said the client list was on her desk. Then a couple days later, it gets even crazier. Trump's Justice Department says we're not going to release the files because there really are no files, and there certainly is no client list, and there's nothing there anyway. Trump a couple days later says, oh, there's something there, and it's really bad, but it's fake news. Trump says Joe Biden and Barack Obama faked the Epstein files. Thank you, Tom, for the DJ glasses. Faked the Epstein files. They're all fake, and they've got a lot of bad stuff in there that Obama created, like lies. I'm not releasing them. Well, imagine people are going, okay, if Donald Trump is now panicking about the Epstein files after his people reviewed them and is saying there's no way in hell I'm releasing them because there's a lot of really bad stuff in there and it's all fake. Clearly Obama created it's fake. Who do you think it's about? Who do you think the bad stuff in the files is about if Donald Trump is panicking about releasing them and is making up lies about Barack Obama putting fake stuff in the files about somebody? Who do you think it's about, right? Obviously, we all know who the files are about. Thank you, Eddie. So that's what Trump says. Then an article comes out yesterday that says, oh, no, 2 months ago, the Justice Department found Trump's name all over the files, like in more places than they knew before. But that's not why the files are not going to be released. They're not going to be released because, in part, there's a lot of hearsay about Donald Trump. And we're going, what? Hearsay is when somebody else alleges something you said or something you did. And it's not you saying, it's somebody else going, well, I heard Donald Trump did so-and-so, or Donald Trump said so-and-so. That's hearsay. It's not Trump himself saying it. If there's something in the files of people alleging something about Donald Trump, and clearly it's a bad thing because the Justice Department is saying we don't want to release the files because there's something about Donald Trump. There's hearsay about Donald Trump in the files. Clearly the hearsay is not something good and it's not something benign. If the hearsay was Donald Trump really likes to wear red ties, they would have no problem releasing it, right? They would release the files if it was hearsay that was benign, if it was hearsay that was good. Donald Trump really treats his employees well. I saw him treat his employees I saw him say this to his employee. That was really nice. They would release that too. There's got to be something bad that was alleged about Donald Trump that they don't want to release it. So we know that now. Bottom line, this is all. Oh, and then finally what we learned yesterday, the Justice Department says, oh no, 2 months ago, we decided not to release the files for the children because we wouldn't want the child victims to be harmed by this going public. And everyone went, wait, yesterday is the first time we learned that you don't want to release the files for the children, but a week ago, Donald Trump said you weren't releasing the files because they were fake. Oh, 2 weeks ago, you said you weren't going to release the files because there was nothing in them. A month ago, you said you were going to release the files. You just wanted to do a quick look again. Like, which one is it? So that takes us to today. Clearly, Donald Trump is giving and his people are giving a lot of different reasons as to why he won't release the files. He's desperate to change the conversation away from Jeffrey Epstein. We know that. And anyway, so here's like the latest news that came today. On Wednesday, this was actually yesterday, but I missed it. A U.S. House of Representatives Oversight Committee, and again, this is run by Republicans, okay? An oversight committee voted to subpoena the Department of Justice for all of the remaining documents that have not been released in the Epstein case. A rebuke of the decision this month by Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel to reverse course and not release documents and videos, citing concerns for victims and witnesses. Justice Department officials are expected. So that's the first thing. The House of Representatives, the Republicans, subpoenaed Trump's Department of Justice to turn over all the Epstein files. So you've now got the House of Representatives, Trump supporters, demanding Trump release all the information. That's very interesting. Okay. So that's interesting right there. Justice Department officials are expected to interview Ghislaine Maxwell, the longtime associate of Jeffrey Epstein, serving 20 years for doing bad things with him. Todd Blanche, the number 2 official at the department who brokered the meeting, flew to Florida on Wednesday night, though it was not clear whether he would attend or conduct the interview. It's also unclear what information Miss Maxwell, who has made it plain she wants out of prison, could provide. So this is really bizarre. Trump now has his Justice Department, because again, Trump's in a panic to A, make this story go away, B, not have bad news about him come out in the story. That's why he wants it to go away, because he's afraid it's going to make him look bad for some reason we don't quite know yet. Trump's Justice Department is now going to interview Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice, who's in prison for 20 years. Why? Why? She was already convicted. You don't think they've already talked to her a lot already? She was convicted, right? She's in prison for doing this. They already talked to her. They talked to her a lot already. Why are they talking to her? They're not talking to her to find out new information about the case, because they've got all the information. So what's going on, right? Well, the concern is, hold on, Alexa, raise the temperature 1 degree. The concern is that she is going to be offered a deal, that they're going to basically say, you're going to get pardoned or commuted, and we'll let you out of prison if you say that there's no evidence of Donald Trump doing anything bad. It's hard, and a lot of people are concerned that's what's going to happen. It is very difficult to come up with a good reason, not a nefarious reason, as to why they're interviewing her. Because again, she's not a new witness. She's the star witness. She's already in prison. They already interviewed her. She's already given all the information. The only information she would have additionally would be if she didn't come clean about somebody, right? But I don't know. Unless I don't know. Or do you try to get her to lie? Do you say, we'll give you a pardon if you say Barack Obama's involved or something? I don't know. This is very strange stuff. It's very strange stuff. But it is not good. It is very creepy. It's also kind of funny because it's creating more stories about this. It's whatever it is, it seems to be very nefarious and not good. Meanwhile, again, the Epstein story will not go away. Meanwhile, a lawyer for hundreds of Jeffrey Epstein's victims says the disgraced financier's estate has a copy of a birthday book in which President Trump is reported to have signed a bawdy poem and drawing in honor of Epstein's 50th birthday. Do you remember how last week the Wall Street Journal reported, it might have been Friday actually, Wall Street Journal reported that there was a birthday book that they'd seen that Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's cohort who's in prison, had prepared or whatever. And actually, they may try to get her to deny the birthday book. That maybe that's what it is. So anyway, Maxwell prepares the birthday book and gets tons of Jeffrey Epstein's friends. I think it might have been his 50th birthday or something. Tons of his friends to send little birthday wishes that were compiled in the book. And they did little drawings and poems and all sorts of stuff. But the birthday wishes, many of them were dirty, basically, is the way I will put it, right? They were saucy, they were raunchy, or bawdy, as the Wall Street Journal says. Well, the Wall Street Journal reports that there was a birthday wish from Donald Trump. He drew they allege, an oversized picture of a woman without any clothes on. So the outline was a woman without clothes. There was a poem written in the middle that was kind of weird. I'm not going to read it all now. And Trump signed his signature beneath the woman's waist in a way that looks like hair. You can figure out what that means. And Trump denied it. Trump said, it's a lie. I never did that. Trump said he never in his life has ever drawn any drawings. So reporters then went out and found a lot of drawings that Trump has made that actually have been auctioned off in his name. So we know that that's true. We know Trump has done lots of drawings and they've been auctioned off. And actually, his drawings aren't bad. He's not bad at drawing. Actually, he's not good when it comes to hurricanes drawing. But he did some skylines and stuff that weren't terrible, really. So he lied about that, about not doing drawings. And so he's suing the Wall Street Journal and says, I never did this drawing in this birthday book, whatever. So the lawyer for hundreds of victims came out and said, I've seen the birthday book. It exists. Epstein's estate has it. And the estate says they are happy to turn it over to law enforcement if law enforcement wants it. Well, the problem is Donald Trump's Justice Department going to investigate if the book exists when Donald Trump is saying the book doesn't exist, and Donald Trump is saying he's suing the Wall Street Journal for claiming the book exists and claiming that Donald Trump, I shouldn't say that, doesn't say the book exists, but Trump is saying he's not in the book. He didn't put a drawing in the book. Well, is his own Justice Department going to want to basically confirm that? This is very weird. This is very weird. The whole thing's very weird. It's very weird. DB says, why didn't Democrats ask for the Epstein files? Well, the reason is because Democrats were focused on running the country, doing things like childcare and helping the economy and stuff like that, helping your healthcare, Medicare, Social Security. Democrats, when they're in office, tend not to focus on conspiracy theories and stuff because they actually try to help people. So that would be why they weren't focused on the Epstein scandal and releasing files. Because Democrats are not always the best, but they do actually try to fix things and make things better. They don't spend a lot of time talking about crazy stuff. It's just what they do. They're not perfect, but they're not crazy either. So anyway, Elise asked a good question. She says, the book doesn't seem very useful from a legal standpoint. That is correct. The book is not useful from a legal standpoint, I would say. I have to say, I'm not quite sure why Donald Trump got so upset about it. People mentioned that, it was 20 years ago. We know Trump was friends with Epstein 20 years ago. Trump says he subsequently cut off Epstein because he thought Epstein was a pervert or something, right? Okay. But he was friends 20 years ago. That's not, I'm kind of like, whatever. Epstein was a creep, but did his friends know exactly how much of a creep he was? I don't know. Right? I mean, it's totally plausible they didn't know how much of a creep. It's possible. It really is. People all the time are like, oh my God, my neighbor, he always seemed like a nice guy. I mean, who the hell knows? So I don't quite get that. The Trump did a drawing of a naked woman. Do you know how many things Donald Trump has done worse than a drawing of a naked woman? Right? I mean, this is Donald Trump we're talking about. That's not any kind of deal breaker. If anything, it helps him. The thing he wrote, I got to tell you, everybody picked up on the story and said, oh my God, you've got to see the stuff Donald Trump wrote. I read the stuff he wrote. I didn't think it was a big deal. I really didn't. It was like he wrote favorable stuff about Epstein, and then he wrote this kind of weird cryptic stuff that everyone went, oh my God, the cryptic stuff. Honestly, I read it and went, this is kind of cryptic. like I'm not sure what he's referring to. I have to say, I really don't. I saw the story and we're talking, Elise asked a legal question. I'm telling you as a lawyer. When I look at this, I say, okay, if you're politically worried about public relations and looking like you were close to this guy, then giving him a birthday greeting that's sexual is politically and public relations wise not very good when this guy was convicted of crimes regarding sex. So that's not good. But it's Donald Trump. I mean, this is like nothing for Donald Trump, what they found in this book, if it's real. It's absolutely nothing. I mean, again, we're not talking in a normal world here, right? We're not talking normal politics. We're not talking a Democrat. Right? If this was a Democrat, they'd be in trouble. It's Donald Trump who did a drawing and some cryptic words 20 years ago. It's not a big deal. I mean, of course it's a big deal, obviously, but it's really not. So I don't quite get why Donald Trump is freaking out about it, because no one is going to use this to hurt him, and it's not going to hurt him. That's the thing that I don't get. I really don't. Unless I think Trump is in such a panic. I think his people reviewed the files a couple months ago. We know he got briefed on it. There was a story on that yesterday or the day before that he got briefed about his name being in the files a lot. And I think he panicked. Now, whether he panicked because there is something really creepy in the files about him, or whether he just panicked because it's Donald Trump and they said, your name's in there more than you think it is, and he freaked out, he's in a panic, and that's why he's now trying to squash everything. It's very weird. It's very weird. So DB, you're getting very close to leaving, just so you know. DB is worrying about conspiracies here. DB is trying to figure out, why didn't Democrats release the files when they were in office? Well, Donald Trump, people have been saying that. Here's the thing. If the files were fake and created by Democrats to hurt Donald Trump, in other words, the files create all sorts of horrible news about Donald Trump, and they could contain all sorts of horrible allegations. If that's true, like Donald Trump is claiming. So Donald Trump claims, A, there's horrible stuff about him in the files, he's implying. B, and it's stuff that Democrats faked and put in the files as a fake. Then that's a very good question. If Joe Biden and Barack Obama created these files out of nothing and put fake news about Donald Trump in there, why wouldn't they release that news about Donald Trump? Right? That's a good question. They would have released it. That's exactly right. They would have released it because the files aren't fake news. Again, if Democrats were part of a conspiracy to take down Donald Trump, then they would have released the files, because that was their conspiracy to create fake files attacking Trump. The fact that they didn't release the files shows, A, it was not a Democratic conspiracy by Biden and Obama, right? Because they would have released them. B, it shows this, and work with me here. The reason Democrats didn't release the Epstein files that hurt Donald Trump, first of all, is because Democrats, as I said, like to focus on actually helping the country. They're really not into this conspiracy stuff. At least, fringe people in the party are, but the people who run the party really aren't into the conspiracy stuff. That's why they didn't release it. The second thing, I'm going to guess that the Epstein files include lots of Democrats and Republicans. And Democrats probably said, you know what? It'd be nice to have Republicans get hurt, but do we really want a lot of Democrats to get hurt as well? I guarantee you that's why. It's both. A, they don't care. I don't care in a way. I care, but I don't care. I care more about foreign aid and Ukraine and the future of the American economy than I do Jeffrey Epstein. But B, the files will hurt Democrats and Republicans. And if you're the Democratic Party, you say, are we really going to hurt our own people? No. There you go. It's pretty simple stuff. But you're right. If the files were all a fake, created by Obama and Biden to hurt Trump, then they would have released the files before the election. And if they didn't release the files before the election, then it means the files were not created by Obama and Biden with the intent of hurting Trump. So there you go. Yeah, pretty simple stuff here. Anyway. People, I'm not going to explain again. You need to chill out. People are like, you don't care. Yes, that's exactly what I said. You're totally right. Everything else I said didn't count. Somebody else explained to people what that means when you say, I really don't care about Jeffrey Epstein. I care about the economy and people dying around the world and the future of America and the future of our democracy. Somebody who explained the nuance to these folks, because I'm not going to go there again, but I am going to say it again. I don't care. Yeah, I said it again. All right, what else we got here? A federal appeal court ruled today that Trump's executive order restricting birthright citizenship violated the Constitution, affirming a district court judge's nationwide injunction and bringing the issue one step closer to a full constitutional review by the Supreme Court. This was interesting. Senator Jeanne Shaheen of New Hampshire, Democrat, broke with fellow Democrats to send Trump's nominee for the United Nations ambassador to the full Senate. She cited an unusual reason to advance the nomination of Michael Waltz. In exchange for her vote Administration officials promised to release $75 million in frozen aid, money already approved by Congress to feed people in Haiti and Nigeria. I thought that was rather interesting. They needed her vote, and she said, okay, release the foreign aid for Haiti and Nigeria for people who are starving. And the Trump people agreed to. I thought that was very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right. White House officials have struck deals with Columbia University and University of Pennsylvania after all their pressure tactics about anti-Semitism and everything. They threatened to pull hundreds of millions in research funding based on broad accusations of anti-Semitism and support for transgender rights. At least 5 more universities, Brown, Cornell, Harvard, Northwestern, and Princeton, may be facing pressure next. Columbia agreed to pay $221 million and reaffirmed protest restrictions and academic oversight. Penn avoided financial penalties, but agreed to change athletic politics in line with Trump's anti-trans views. Amy Sherald, this is interesting. Amy Sherald, who's the woman who did the portrait of Michelle Obama. I didn't love the portrait, to be honest, but it was the portrait of Michelle Obama with the like the white dress with the black spots on it or whatever. It's okay. But whatever. I'm here, flower power. So she had an upcoming solo show at the Smithsonian, our national museum, at the Portrait Gallery. And she has pulled out of the show because she says the museum was considering removing her painting depicting a transgender Statue of Liberty because they were afraid of upsetting Donald Trump. Now, I want to show you this because I heard about this, and honestly, I couldn't even tell the painting was transgender, to be honest. I mean, it didn't really look trans to me, but whatever. Let me find this picture for you. And apparently Trump is freaking out. So this is the, hang on here. This is the picture of the transgender Statue of Liberty. It's black too, which I think is very funny. Black and trans, which actually is very funny. It's a fine painting. Honestly, I'm not convinced it looks like the Statue of Liberty at all. I don't think it is the Statue of Liberty. It's a trans woman. First of all, even being trans, I don't think it's super trans, to be honest. Like, I don't think it reeks of being trans. She's holding the flame of the Statue of Liberty. I don't think this is the Statue of Liberty. I mean, I think that was her point. She was being kind of, oh, I think it's both. I think it's because you picked somebody black and trans. I think it is. I think it absolutely is. Yeah, I'm not really convinced that this is, oh, it is a bouquet too. That's very funny. You're right about that. Whoever said it was a bouquet, Joshua said it's actually a bouquet. But the bouquet clearly is the Statue of Liberty flame bouquet. Now, I think she called it. Wait. Let me see here. 1 second here. I want to see. I think the picture says it's trans though. The painting. Trans, yeah, because she calls the painting transforming liberty. So she's saying it is the Statue of Liberty because it's trans is the first word, forming is the second word, and liberty is the third word. So she's actually saying it's the trans person forming liberty. I just am not convinced. Bottom line is it's trans artwork, and the Trump people freaked out. So she pulled her show. I mean, I'm not surprised. This is the, world we live in right now, sadly. My God, there's more news. Oh God. Okay. There's some Ukraine news too. Okay. A little bit of Ukraine news. This is interesting, actually. Zelensky might be caving. So Zelensky signed legislation gutting the anti-corruption organization in Ukraine. The legislature passed a law, very bad, gutting the anti-corruption group, and Zelensky signed it, which was bad as well. And the Zelensky now is submitting a new draft law aimed at restoring the independence of the anti-corruption institutions. I don't have any more details on this. It says hang on, in a statement following its review of the new draft law, NABU, which is the organization, said the legislation would restore all procedural powers and guarantees of independence. So Zelensky is now offering legislation reversing the bill he signed 2 days ago. He did get criticized by Lindsey Graham, which was good, big Trump supporter in the U.S. Senate. He got criticized by the European Union. I'm not quite sure why Zelensky agreed to this, to be honest. It's a little confusing. But this is good. Now, as for the guy Biden got fired, that's actually very important. I don't know if you're a troll or if you meant that, but this is a right-wing conspiracy theory. Joe Biden was asked by President Obama to help get rid of a corrupt Ukrainian official years ago. President Obama asked his vice president, Joe Biden, to take the lead in getting rid of a corrupt Ukrainian official. This official was an official called corrupt by the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, and most of the United Nations and the European Union. The entire world came out against this guy and said he's corrupt as hell. He needs to step down. President Obama agreed with the rest of the world and said this guy needs to step down. He told Biden, I'm appointing you as the guy to deal with the Ukrainians and make clear to them that they need to get rid of this guy. This is that scandal the Republicans created when they said Joe Biden tried to help his son by getting rid of some anti-corruption guy. No. Right. And by the way, that's the scandal that the Republicans had to drop. Remember, they were gonna impeach Joe Biden, and they never did. They had to drop the entire thing because their chief witness went to jail because he was a perjurer. He lied about he made up the entire story. So yeah. Just I don't know whether you were being a troll or whether you meant it, River Life, but the story actually is that the World Bank, the IMF, the European Union, the United Nations all came out and demanded this guy be fired because he was corrupt. Obama agreed and demanded the guy be fired because he's corrupt. And Obama appointed Biden to be the U.S. official to go and tell basically the Ukrainians they better fire this guy. And Republicans literally said, Biden got an anti-corruption official fired. No, Biden helped get a corrupt anti-corruption official fired who the entire world said was corrupt and needed to go. But if you want to lie about it, okay, great. So there you go. Well, it's an important story. It's a very important story because this is a perfect example. Thank you, Jill. This is a perfect example of how they lie about this stuff all the time. It's very sad, actually, because how do you keep track of the truth if you're being lied so often? Now, actually, my rice cooker is doing okay. I told it to be ready at 7 o'clock, and it's going to be ready at 6:58, 6:59. It's going to be ready at 7 o'clock. Okay. I thought it started early. It didn't. That's good. All right. Rice cooker's working away. U.S. approves $330 million in military sales to Ukraine for artillery air defense support. That's good. And China is covertly supplying drone engines to Russia despite sanctions, according to Reuters. Reuters also reports that an Indian company sent explosives to Russia despite U.S. warnings. That's going to be very interesting. Whether Trump decides to come down hard on China and India, I don't know. I hope he does. But I don't know. So anyway, all right. That was a lot of news today. Wow. Oh, well, I'm going to sit back. Oh, la, 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 la. Yes, the legendary rice cooker. I do love my rice cooker, I must say. It's taken me all these years to get one. All right, turn this down, my chipstick. But I'm very much loving my rice cooker now, I must say. I'm glad I got it. I waited until Amazon had some good sales. Got it like $6 off, so $29 instead of $35. Woo woo! But I'm liking it a lot. It takes a while, but this way I put it on during the show. So Sasha's steps, she hates them, and I'm getting rid of them. I had to buy steps for my dog because she's having a hard time getting on my bed. She's getting older, and I bought these steps. She hates them. It was a disaster. I finally moved them out of the way because she started sliding off of them. I give up. So I'm returning it, and I've decided, I've been looking at new mattresses. It's a disaster. So I've got one of those old bed frames that's metal. I find, the cheap ones. I am getting rid of the bed frame. I'm putting the mattress and the box spring on the ground. The box spring needs to be lifted up a little anyway because I get gird and stuff to lift up the head. When you lift the head, you get some space underneath, which means it won't get moist because you don't want beds to be on the ground. And I'm going to do that and get her the same little slope that I've got here by my couch, and she'll be able to get on the bed. End of story. All I have to do is pay for the $40 or $50 for the slope, and I'm done. So, and then another day I can worry about the new mattress, about the new bed frame. Enough already. I've looked at everything. The problem is you can get a new bed frame, but guess what happens if you get a new bed frame? I'd have to get a new bed frame and get rid of the box spring. That's doable if you've got a new mattress. If you've got an old mattress like I've got, you can't get rid of the box spring or it'll get soft and you'll feel it. So if I get rid of the box spring, I've got to buy a new bed frame and a new mattress. And then what's the point? So anyway, Fairfax bro, it's not coming back for now. So at this, I was like, enough already. You know what? I can get rid of the metal frame on the bottom. I mean, the mattress is probably 13 years old, but I have to tell you, it's comfortable and I like it. And I don't subscribe to the school of thought that, well, it's a 13-year-old mattress, you have to get a new one. I like it, and I keep looking at mattresses and I get a headache every time I look at mattresses. It's so confusing. It's so incredibly confusing. I hate it. It's just so confusing. Oh, hey, Trisha. I do talk about my dog a lot. Yes, we talk politics, but I also talk about my dog. So, I could put plywood, but even that, I'd have to buy the new bed frame and then I have to buy plywood. I'm like, enough already, just enough. 30 years. That's funny. Yeah. It's at this point, Damien's coming over tomorrow. We can get rid of the metal frame, put the box spring and the mattress on the floor. I've already got some bricks and stuff to raise the front of the bed a little bit for my gird, and I'm done. And you know what? The bed's resting on the floor, which looks a little goofy. It's not the end of the world. I mean, again, I think it's good. I'm a guy, so I'm kind of like, big deal if the bed and the box springs are on the floor. It's a little weird, but I'm not worried enough about it. And I feel like this gives me the chance to still figure out if I want to buy a new mattress, and I don't have to then pay to get the box spring removed, because that's going to cost me $85 just to remove the box spring. It's too much trouble on so many levels, Oh, Ashley, yours was too? That's funny. What are rails, Josh? I know, and I've got to do something for her. But I mean, again, I could buy a new mattress, but I guess I wouldn't need. Actually, I would need a new bed frame anyway, which I could get, but I have to get a bed frame and a mattress, and I don't know what mattress to get. I really don't. It's so confusing. All right, I'm going to unplug my rice one moment so it can sit and absorb the water. There we go. All right. There we go. Hold on. 1 second here. Set a timer for 20 minutes. There we go. Okay, good. The rice is done. I'm going to let it sit 20 minutes because I figure I'll be 15 minutes with you guys or so max, and then we'll do that. A Japanese bed frame, which is low and solid, and put your mattress on top. Oh, that's interesting. A Japanese bed frame. Interesting. I did wash the rice. It drove me insane. They say you have to wash jasmine rice. Oh my God. It never gets clean. The amount of water you use cleaning this stuff is obscene. I mean, it's absolutely obscene. I can't even believe the amount of water I use cleaning that thing. Japanese bed frame. Let me see. I'm not familiar with this. Let me Google and see. Hold on. Japanese bed frame. Oh, that's interesting. It's like a slatted thing. Oh, how interesting. I see what you mean. Oh, this is actually very interesting. The problem is I would need a queen. Let me see, just for fun here. Not cheap. Oh, that's kind of pretty, though. That's kind of pretty. Oh, that's really, actually, it may be too tall, though. Oh, adjustable to 3 heights. Okay, I'm kind of liking this. It's not cheap, though. Adjustable to 3 heights. 2 inches, 7 inches, or 12 inches. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, I'm kind of liking this, guys. The only problem is, like, it's, $500. Actually, less. It's $550. That's not cheap, but I like it. $550 seems like a lot to be paying. But that's actually very interesting. Hold on, I'm going to show you. This is actually kind of cool. Let me show you this. It's actually kind of cool looking. So this is what it looks like. It does look like a Japanese bed frame, basically. Yeah. That's really interesting. And what's good about this is you need something that the slats are really close to each other so that the mattress doesn't cave underneath. That's exactly what you need. Well, would it be too hard though? I don't know, Mustard. I don't know if it would be too hard. I don't know. You think it would be too hard? I mean, that would be a problem if it would be too hard. But I mean, the mattress is 18 inches tall, I don't know. I don't think my mattress is terribly firm, to be honest. I know that's the thing. It has airflow too. I mean, that's always a risk that it's going to be firm, But any bed frame nowadays is going to be firm anyway, really, Well, yeah, but my mattress is an older mattress, so it's not one of the newer ones. I'm very intrigued by this, though. This is really pretty. I am not thrilled about this price, as I said. 5%, so big deal. 60, $30 off. So it's $570. Frequently returned item. That's not good. Okay, people don't like it for some reason. All right, let's see what the AI says. That's not good. Interesting that it's frequently returned and not good. Why is this frequently returned? Customers have expressed dissatisfaction. There are mentions of receiving damaged items, poor quality. One review says a waste of money. Ew. All right. Interesting. I mean, a number of people like it and a number of them do not. The instructions were in Japanese. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Platform beds? I'll write that down too. That's very funny. Wayfair. I mean, my only concern is I do like Amazon because if you don't like something, you can return it, although returning a bed frame sounds really bad. By the way, the chocolate, that Sanders chocolate I used to get at Costco, it just went from $36 to $49. So I'm never buying that again. I'm really kind of pissed. I got hooked. I only discovered this stuff at Christmas. $36 to $49 now. Now, chocolate, I know, is having some issues, but a 39% increase in price. By the way, I bought the last one in January or February. It went up since January or February. Actually, do they have it at Menards? I may have you buy me some and ship it to me. I'll pay you I can actually pay I can do the shipping label. Ooh, I can do the shipping label for you because I use my pirate thing that's much cheaper. I can email you the shipping label. You can tape it on, and all you have to do is literally drop it at the UPS. I mean, literally, you walk in, you cut the line, and drop it. Or you can have them scan it if you want, but you know what I mean? Ooh, see how much it is at Menards. There's an off-brand at Aldi's. I don't have an Aldi's. That's good to know, though. It's called Sanders Mustard. It's very good. I like the okay. I feel like Mustard already got me a wig. I want to make you get me chocolate, but it's their dark. I will show you. It's their dark. Now I'm going to get like 100 pounds of chocolate here. It's their dark chocolate. It's oops. My shorts are falling off. My shorts. See, this is what happens when you lose weight. Your pants fall off. Dark chocolate sea salt caramels, but they've got milk chocolate that I'm sure is okay, but I prefer dark chocolate. But they're tremendously good. Absolutely tremendously good. But literally Sanders, but they went from $36. Costco is $49 now. Nobody should pay for it. It was $36 in January. Costco's where I bought them from. It's $49 at Costco. At least when you buy it on Costco's website, it is. I mean, I'd be, oh, dog wants more water? All right, 1 second, dog. 1 second, you. 1 second, here we go. You're not getting anything yet. No. The dog wants me to give her her treat she gets. I mean, that's just offensive. It's yeah, thanks. Yeah, check, Ash. Please do. I'm kind of curious. I mean, I can check Menard's website. I don't know whether shipping oh, that's true. We can't ship chocolate in July. You're right about that. Yeah, you're right. We're going to have to wait till the fall anyway. I didn't think of that. You're right about that. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if I trust getting these on. Yeah, they're of course Amazon is showing $50 too, which is ridiculous. Let's just check Menards just for fun. Just for fun. Menards, Sanders, chocolate. Let's just look. La la la. Except I've got to see the size of the container. Hang on. Oh, this is the smaller container, but that's still pretty cheap, though. My container is 36 ounces. Okay, mine's 36 ounces. This is 8 ounces. Oh, this is 18. Oh, wait, no, but mine's 236, so that's 72 ounces. 72 ounces, now it's saying $50. This is 18 ounces for $8. I hate this. 18 ounces for $8. Let's see. Calculator. So 18 ounces for $8 is, come on, iPad. Oh my God. So, oh my God, go away. Jesus. $8 divided by 18 ounces is 44 cents an ounce times 72 gives you $32. That's much better. That's certainly much better. I don't know whether they've got different sizes, but interesting. I don't know if they've got different sizes or not, but that's already cheaper. Yeah. Let's just try this Sanders. I'm just going to see if they've got other sizes for fun. Actually, I didn't look to see that they had the dark chocolate. No, that's a good point. Oh, this is funny. I'm getting something else. I'm getting Power Tools. Look at you guys have me checking out Menards for chocolate. Sanders chocolate. Let's see if they have the dark chocolate because I don't want the milk chocolate. I'm picky. Oh, dark chocolate. Yeah. 18 ounces. Oh, so Menards has the 18. They don't have the larger one. Okay. Normally $9, rebate $8. So $9, that's still pretty cheap. That's pretty cheap. Okay. Oh, TJ Maxx and Ross. Walmart's website, 29, but 29 is for what size? It's too hot to mail stuff today anyway. What size though, Amanda? Because we do have a Walmart nearby, but what's the Walmart Sanders? Let's see. Let's see here. 36 ounce. Yeah, but that's very expensive. That's 236s for $50 at Costco. It used to be 236s for $36. This is 136 for $28 at Walmart. Right. That's only 136. So that's $56. That's more than Costco. Walmart's price. Costco's giving you 2. Oh, you can only use it to buy more stuff at the store. Okay. Yeah, that's the problem. And I'm not going to ship it in July anyway. Correct. It's too hot right now. This is very difficult. I'm not happy about this. Menards is clearly the cheaper one. Giant Food in Baltimore. That's interesting. Giant has it? That's interesting. Just for fun. But what size is it? Oh, 18 ounce. Oh, I see. 18 ounce for 11 means the 36 ounce is 22, which means 44. So that's slightly cheaper at Giant, but still very expensive. I don't know if we don't really care what price an ounce we're looking. I mean, price per ounce. Costco, which is offensively expensive right now, is $50 for 72 ounces. So that's 69 cents an ounce. And that's 72 ounces. Yeah. And it used to be way cheaper. So cheaper than that is what we're looking. Cheaper than 70 cents an ounce. Wow. Crazy though. You get two at Costco. That's the thing. Now, Costco's still offensively expensive. My God. No, I am blown away that they upped the price 40% in just the last. Now, I did hear that chocolate was having some kind of issue. You'll send some in the fall. Thank you, Kim. It's just, I mean, see, Walmart is saying 2 for, I mean, again, I'm not going to order them. Walmart online is saying 2 for 45. That's only slightly better. Yeah, crazy. Absolutely crazy. I think let's ask ChatGPT. Let's ask ChatGPT. Hold on. Why did the price of my Sanders dark chocolate sea salt caramel chocolates go through the roof in the last 3 months period? They were $36 for 72 ounces at Costco, and now it's $49. Chocolate, something did happen to chocolate, though. I know that. Trump's tariffs may have done it too. Let's see if they can figure it out. It appears the recent price hike reflects broader inflationary pressure. We know that. Rising commodity costs. Retailers have noted that global cocoa shortages have caused a problem. Supply chain, increased logistic expenses. Sanders celebrated its 150th anniversary. Well, that's nothing. It could be cocoa prices. There's no, I mean, the ChatGPT can't find anything online. It could be tariffs too, to be honest, depending where it's coming from, you know? And by the way, the tariffs aren't just the chocolate. The tariffs are, so the chocolate could be assembled in the US, but if the chocolate's imported or the sugar is imported or whatever you're using, the caramel, whatever it is, then you're paying tariffs on that too. I mean, this was like, it said 36%. I calculated like 39%. Horrific. Absolutely horrific. But yeah, don't ship anything until the fall. Obviously, I didn't think of that, but you guys are right. We're gonna have to wait until September at least, unfortunately. And you're sick and have to go to work early. Ugh, that sucks. Ow. Anyway, now my hands are now peeling where I had my hand that I had the surgery on. I went to the doctor today. He goes, it's not an infection. I was like, all right. Kind of creepy though. I'm not even going to show you, but the hand is peeling all over the place. So I'm like, that's good. Just one more creepy thing happening in life. Anyway. All right. Well, we've done our chocolate mitzvah for today. I will look at those Japanese beds. I'm not thrilled that Japanese bed was expensive and has a lot of returns. That's not good. It does look pretty nice though. I will say, I'm not sure I want to spend $550, but it's very nice. But I will look at more of those. Chocolate with nuts. I mean, the only chocolate I like with nuts would be turtles, because turtles have to have nuts. Although, honestly, Sanders are like eating turtles without nuts, which is why I love them, honestly. Thank you, Janice. Yeah, the hair is behaving today. She still can't figure out. Every time I go to this lady for the haircut, she can't figure out the front. And I think, because I literally cut some of this today over here, I think she leaves the front long, and I think the front has to be cut like perfectly along here, and she doesn't do it. But I'm afraid to do it myself. But every time I notice, it's too like a bowl cut. And I think she screws it up. Like I told her this time, I'm like, you're not getting the front right. She still didn't do it. So as I said, literally this side, I cut myself even and it looks good, but I'm afraid to go all the way across and have it look totally goofy. So we shall see. But turtles are one of the best things ever. Yeah. Oh my God. Sam's Club has them too. I mean, if I go to a store, I'll get them. But I mean, like I said, $49 at Costco. I was like, are you crazy? I did take a picture. I don't know. She just didn't do it. The problem is I can't figure out what's wrong, but like when I wash it and put it like in the morning, put it down, it ends up looking like a weird bowl. And I think it's because she didn't cut close enough so that the hair shouldn't be even it should be like the base of the skull. It should be the base of the hair and not be coming down. Anyway, I was able to fix it, but literally it's like many minutes of going, I hate this. And finally it looks good. And I go, okay, good. I keep Sanders stocked. I know, although I don't necessarily need it, but it's getting low. Like it could be out in the next week or two if I eat it. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get going because we're already at 7:15. My grandfather, you say difference between a bad haircut and a good haircut, just a coupe. What does that mean though? Yeah, but she's good otherwise. But she screws up the front. And she doesn't understand. I was telling her, she goes, I don't want it to look like a military haircut, but literally it looks like a bowl. I've got to figure out next. I mean, I've got to figure it out. Oh, a couple days. Oh, well, that's true too. In principle, once you get a couple days, it'll get better. But as I said, the front looks weird. It's fine right now, but I had to mess with it, Yeah. Tiffany, I think it makes sense to just wait on because it's too much trouble for people to send it with a cold pack and everything else. I mean, I just think like that's too much trouble, Oh, hey, Marion, you missed everything. We sleuthed why chocolate went up 38%. My chocolate at Costco, which I'm very upset about. Ex-Marine, God no. But yes, I am actually just signing off to protect my voice. So goodbye. Good to see you. All right. Well, I'm going to have to wait for the fall. We can't ship it in this weather. I just think it's too much trouble with the ice and everything else. All right, guys, I'm going to get going. My rice is waiting for me. Good night, Marie on Discord, all by yourself there. Have a good evening. All right. Boom. Discord is gone. 1 second here. All right. YouTube. Bye, Marion. Good to see you. We got to catch up. Let me know if you're coming out again. Your son should not be allowed to graduate. I'm not going to see you again. All right. See you guys. End stream. Boom. Actually, I forgot Marion had said